So hello, Bianca Beetson.
Hello, Juliana.
So the reason we're talking today is regarding the social turn, and this one is regarding participatory art. In what way can it be seen as political? And I'm asking you today, would you like to have a conversation with us about the Asia Pacific Triennial, the second one? It was 1996, and you guys were involved in it with a work called, oh my god, I've forgotten the name of the work now.
All stock must go.
All stock must go, yeah. So how did that come about, and how was it received?
It was an interesting sort of, it was actually a bit of a whirlwind the way we all got involved. Campfire Group were doing, projects all over Brisbane, always very political based, and it was just a number of artists that sort of come together. We'd sit around a table and we'd all yarn and have ideas. So at the time, Margot Neal was the Indigenous curator at the gallery, and she brought the curator of the Asia Pacific Triennial to meet with us, and of course from there ideas just grew. And one of the things that the idea around the All Stock Must Go project was there was many things that were happening. There was issues around land rights and native title, and there was issues around ethical production and sale of Aboriginal art, and particularly, which is probably even bigger now, the issue around carpet bagging, and this selling artists selling artwork on the side of the road. And we were sort of trying to bring a little bit of the reality of Aboriginal artists, the way they sell and produce their work, and it's kind of that foreign concept of actually being physically in a gallery. And we're looking at the idea of the Aboriginal artist as the fringe dweller, and as the outsider. There was also issues around the stolen generation also that the work addressed. So this idea of this cattle truck sort of, the cattle truck really looked at more than just, a vehicle for selling artwork. It was about a vehicle for dislocation of Aboriginal people. So the cattle truck was used to transport Aboriginal people from one community or, from their homelands out into missions. So we looked at that as sort of recreating this idea of this cattle truck, and sort of, tried to find one that visually represented that. And then it became our platform for producing, creating and selling work at a performance level. So when we were asked to participate, we kind of went, well, we don't actually feel comfortable being inside the gallery.
Was that a new thing at the time, or was it something that was also happening with other artists?
I mean, there was performances that happened along the river and stuff, but
yeah.
The idea, we were quite deliberate about not being in the gallery.
Yeah.
Because it was a white man keeping space. Aboriginal artists didn't feel welcome. We didn't feel comfortable entering these gallery spaces and these government institutions. There's still these, there was these keeping places of, and it was also some ways that discomfort of Aboriginal art being put into people's houses and being collected and things being placed out of context. So we kind of wanted to kind of critique that to a degree as well through that process. So but on the other hand, we wanted the best of both worlds. So, not only was the truck located outside the gallery and all the events and all the activity was happening outside the gallery, and of course when people entered our space, they became a part of the artwork, because the whole thing was being projected. What was going on outside was being projected inside the gallery. Right. So viewers could choose the way they wanted to interact. They could either be sort of hands-off, kind of, almost from the anthropological sort of observation. Oh, look what the Aborigines are doing. Oh,
yeah.
It's quite exotic. They're sitting there painting a truck, or oh, they're selling their work, or what that man's playing didgeridoo. And you could sort of observe from a safe perspective, or you could actually physically walk up there and become a part of that living art process.
How many people saw it first inside the gallery and then decided to come out? Did you have many people commenting from that perspective?
We were right at the front of the entrance, so it was a bit hard to ignore. But okay. A lot of people did go and actually, sort of wondered what was going on, didn't realise it was an actual physical part of the project, didn't realise they were kind of thinking it was some sort of art stall or, art in the park kind of thing happening. And then when they actually physically went inside and saw what was going on, they went, oh, we get it, and come out and often would have a conversation. So it was that sort of, they sort of saw, you almost needed to see one part to make the connection between the two.
Well, thank you very much,
No worries.
Bianca.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you talking to me today, and it was very interesting. Thanks very much.